Over 50 years ago, Resurrection Parish began its journey as a community of believers called to live the gospel. 300 families strong, they were led by the Spirit of God to live out their baptismal promise. They had no church building, no school building, no rectory or convent, but they had enduring faith, unwavering, boundless hope, and enduring love. So they prayed together every Sunday at the small chapel of St. Joseph on the grounds of the diocese. They prayed in their homes while teaching Catholic traditions to their children, traditions that had been passed along to them by their parents, grandparents, and godparents. Listening to and leaning on God our Father, they built a community of disciples dedicated to thankfulness, gratitude, religious education, service, and leadership. And that tradition continues. Today, Resurrection Parish, 1,650 families strong, is still a deeply prayerful community committed to discipleship.
Let us be a grateful people and show our gratitude to God through prayer.
You know my heart. You know my mind. You know my words long before I speak them. Endless is your love for us.
Prayer is a serious conversation with God, where we are brought closer and nearer to Him. He draws us entirely to Him to live a unique way so that we can all live as Jesus taught us. Everything we have and everything we are comes to us as a gift from God.
Praying. It doesn't have to be the blue iris. It could be weeds in a vacant lot, or a few small stones. Just pay attention. Then patch a few words together and don't try to make them elaborate. This isn't a contest, but a doorway into thanks, and a silence in which another voice may speak. Mary Oliver.
Sometimes we are so busy in our everyday living, we may forget to talk with God. But He is always in the bits and pieces of our everyday lives, waiting for us. So stop, listen, and rest with God a while. Look for those holy moments. Trust that He will equip you completely for whatever awaits you on your daily journey.
Let us be a grateful people and show our gratitude to God through service.
During World War II, the story is told that a French village had been bombed by mistake. When the villagers returned home, very little had been left undamaged. Refusing to be daunted, the people resolved to rebuild their little town. While clearing away the rubble, they found pieces of white marble from a statue that had stood in the middle of town. The townspeople decided to rebuild the statue and commissioned the best sculptor they could find to handle the project. When the statue was finally completed, it was unveiled amidst much fanfare. The statue turned out to be a figure of Christ, but it was missing its hands, which had been damaged beyond repair. The villagers thought about it and decided to change the inscription of the statue. No longer did it read, "Come unto Christ." The statue now reminded them daily, "I have no hands but yours."
When we listen to and lean on God, we can't help but be moved into action. Our response to God's call and service to our sisters and brothers is echoed throughout our parish history. We have not held back sharing our gifts or our talents, but have extended the hands and heart of Christ in unnumbered ways. Young parishioners have shown their spirituality and bold faith through the Young Neighbors in Action program for several years. This summer, 22 high school students will head to Nebraska and 12 middle school students will be off to Michigan for a week of service. 2 adult groups have already gone to Okolona, Mississippi, and Resurrection has 3 teams of folks who prepare meals for the homeless every month at the NEW shelter. Multiple dedicated ministries and parishioners continue to provide service to our immediate community needs and concerns, and even beyond our local borders, to Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Ethiopia, and resettling Hmong and other refugee families.
Let us be a grateful people and show our gratitude to God through sharing.
When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me. Irma Bombeck.
Look at your hands. Do you see them as extensions of God's hands? God needs your hands. Consider reaching out with your hands to send a donation to a worthy cause. Consider extending your hands to serve at a shelter or food pantry. Consider joining your hands with others and help in any of our numerous parish ministries. Prayerfully consider other ways your hands can become the hands of God.
Thank you, people of Resurrection, for supporting and sustaining our parish community, its pastor, staff, and ministries from generation to generation. Thanks to you, the mission of the church continues. Becoming disciples of Jesus and stewards of God's gifts is a lifelong journey and challenge. You are doing it together.
We are doing it together.